Well now, that was quite the cliffhanger to this episode of Sailor Moon Crystal. Like, did Usagi just stab herself? Like, holy crap, this episode took a very dark turn. Like, whoa. Like, it's not just the ending with Usagi just stabbing herself and, like, cutting down Momo. We see Kunzaito, Neferito, and all of them pretty much just die. Like, okay, this episode, literally, the princes and all that are getting talk no jutsu'd, and they start changing their ways to where they can actually remember again. And all of a sudden, you see the Queen Metalia come in and then kill them, and I'm like, what? Just like, that is some Togashi level shit right there. Like, that is cruel Togashi. Like, I'm honestly, now I could see why the mangaka of Sailor Moon is the wife of Togashi. Because Togashi would do something like that. Togashi would kill someone off like that. When I saw those 4 kings or knights or whatever die in this episode, I'm like, that's something Togashi would rock. It was just so fast, I did not have any time to react because 1 minute they were there, like, actually less than a minute, like, 30 seconds they were there, 30 seconds later, they were obliterated, there's no corpse left, and I'm like, what the fuck? This episode took a dark turn, just straight up, it shocked me. I cannot believe how dark this episode got, so, yeah. Great episode of Sailor Moon, I gotta say that right now. Before I go into other things to talk about this episode, just a great episode, like, I did not expect that, like, whoa, are they really dead though, or were they just, were they obliterated? Because that's the question I'm wondering. I mean, the way it's done, it makes me assume that they're dead, so yeah. Okay, so anyways, the other parts of this episode, we have a lot of other things going down in this episode. For instance, we find out about the queen, the girl, or Bellinaire, or whatever her name is. It starts with a B. I can't really pronounce her name. But the queen that in the past had some form of grudge against, you know, Usagi because she was in love with Momo, and Momo loved her back. And pretty much she had a hatred and grudge, and Metalia pretty much used this to actually manipulate the overall Moon Kingdom and, you know, the Earth Kingdom pretty much to have a war, pretty much, and kill each other. Overall motive of the queen, I mean, I understand what she did. I mean, it was very basic. I've seen that before, but I mean, she was being manipulated by Metalia in the background, so she wasn't really the final boss. I found it very funny, exactly, of how she thought she could actually be the ruler of the world, while, you know, Metalia, as we could clearly see, was watching through Momo's eyes. Like, you know, clearly, Metalia was able to keep watch on what was going on through Momo, so to see the aspect of how yeah, the queen, like, oh, I will rule the world, and then all of a sudden she disintegrates. I had to laugh. I'm sorry. I fucking laughed when I saw that. When I saw her disintegrate and all that, I'm like, that death, or deaths in this episode were not long at all. Like, they were just so quick that they weren't there long enough for me to say, like, oh my god. Like, it just, it really was just so quick, it didn't click in my mind to where I could say, like, man, this is a death going on. It was so quick. There were so many deaths in this episode going on, and I'm like, whoa. So, overall, though, the episode is very good. I mean, obviously, we do know that probably Sailor Moon is going to be okay, because, I mean, we do know there is a Season 2 coming out. So, it's not the question of, like, is she going to die? It's more the question of how is she going to survive? And is Momo going to survive? That's the big question, actually. I don't know if Momo has plot armor or not, or if he'll die. But, I mean, I'm curious. I mean, can he possibly die? Or is it to where they're going to be saved somehow? I'm curious what's going to happen in the next episode. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.